Hello, YouTube family. Greg D, aka the DCUO Gingerbread Man, back here with another video. And as you've been seeing, I'm sure, from all the DC YouTubers um, on your feed, we have a new artifact. Wonder Woman Day is here. We streamed a lot of this yesterday, but I wanted to make a separate, in-depth showcase type video of the new artifact itself. Pages of the Black Lantern style can be used for any role. Where's my guy here? Here he is. So, Purified Pages of the Black. If you watched my stream from yesterday, which you did, if you didn't, go back and check that out. We did get this bastard up to 200 on the first day. So as you can see there, precision-based artifacts, because you're getting 4% health, 4% power, 4% precision. Edict of Premonition. While in combat, current health is above 50% maximum health. You gain 1 stack of the Edict of Premonition each second, as it basically siphons your life away. So essentially, you can work up to 10 stacks, but you have to stay above 50% health in order to get the benefits. Now, per each stack, you get 3% of Vit, Precision, Resto, and Defense, and you get 4.5% of incoming healing and might. So that is a huge buff, a huge buff. So essentially, if you have all 10 stacks going, you're going to be getting an extra 30% of Vit, Precision, Resto, and Defense, 45% incoming health and might. So literally any role can use this. My initial reaction has been that this will probably suit tanks and healers better, and just because of the self-inflicting damage aspect of it. If you do use this as a DPS, you'll probably want to make sure that you have a healer in your group, just to get the maximum benefit of it, so that you can stay above that 50% health, so you can get the full 10 stacks of this. But then you'll notice here, so using a weapon buff in your loadout, because again, this is precision based, grants a bonus precision and temporary immunity to that self-inflicting damage. So if you use a weapon buff, you get a 5-second immunity there, plus you get an extra 35% precision, and the precision buff is lasting 14 seconds. Also, if you use a shield, you'll have a damage reflecting ability, and the damage reflection is equal to 20% of your precision, and the damage reflection can last up to 24 seconds. So again, if you're going to use this straight as a DPS, it probably is a good idea to have a healer in your group. I've been testing this primarily on my battle heal side, and it's worked great on my battle heal side, because even with the self-inflicting damage, I'm not necessarily getting anywhere close to dying at all. Like, I'm able to still heal myself, so it hasn't really been an issue. But again, if you're someone who wants the buffs, and these buffs are pretty amazing. So I mean, any role can use this. But again, as long as you have a healer in the group, you're going to get all that extra Vit and press, or precision and resto and everything. But so what I want to do is I want to compare the two. So this is my loadout as using my hybrid setup right now. So as you guys know, I'm using like a pet hybrid type loadout here with Sword Shard, Omega, Tantu, Quizlet, and Power Ring. And then as far as my loadout, currently with Sorcery, at least as far as the hybrid setup, we're using Soul Bolt to spam Omega. We've got Spore Pod, because Spore Pod is still, as we saw, and I posted that short the other day, Spore Pod still does more damage than Fear Bomb, so I'm not using Fear Bomb. We obviously have the pet. We have this God Wave Strength to buff our pets, our Fury, and our Trinket pets. And we have Weapon of Destiny. Now, could you put a shield in here to get the extra self immunity, or like the immunity from the self-inflicted damage? Sure. Will that hinder your damage? Yeah. But what I wanted to show you is, without even using that, I will show you here that there is, and I tested this some last night, in my stream. And big shout out to Horace for healing me while I was doing that little run there. If you don't know Dark Horse, subscribe to his channel. Shameless plug. Um, but shout out to my boy Dark Horse. Shout out to my boy Mel too. So, but what we'll do is we will show you how my damage looks. We're not even going to use. We're just going to say our baseline damage. This is how my damage looks without using the pages of the black first, just to kind of compare. So I'm at 14. I'm at 13. I'm at 11. If I hit it just right with Omega, I can probably get closer to like 17, 18. There's a 14. There's a 14 again. Whoops, I'm going to slow myself down. There's a 12. I messed up my weapon combo. So anyway, we'll say like in this case, we're without any trinket pets or anything. I'm hitting between 12 and 15. I also just woke up, so my dexterity here might not be too well. Might not be doing too hot. There's a 19 right there. So there we go. So I mean, I'm max. I'm just under 20 million with this setup here. Okay. But we'll say consistently between 12 and 15 million, right? And then max, we'll say, 19, 20, right? Okay. So there we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do, and this is how I've been testing it. Now, I know that this is my, pet type loadout, but I was trying to, I've tested this with taking Omega out, and the damage just isn't the same. I thought originally that Purified pages could replace Omega, but Omega's still just too good. I thought about doing Ring, but with Ring in our testing, when Sinestro's Ring first came out, Sinestro's Ring can easily add 2.5 to 3.5 million damage over 10 seconds. So that isn't going anywhere. So what I did was I'm taking Quizlet out, making this a little less of a pet build, throwing this in here. But you'll see that if you can get the stacks just right, you can really get yourself I'll heal myself here. Oops, I didn't do that right. So 32. I need to plop a little trinket pet there. Supply drop, let's see if that helps me. But again, you got to stay above that 50%. So look, there we go, 23 million. So already we're better. So you can see that buff, you can get it right, is great. So I mean, again, if you can heal yourself just right, you got a healer with you. I mean, already that's a difference of 3 million damage, 4 million damage from what we were doing before. But now the thing is, you got to time your buffs just right. So you should always have your weapon buff going if you're using a weapon buff. Always make sure you have that where you can. But easily was doing an extra 3 to 4 million damage there. Now let me try this. Here's what I'm going to do too. We're going to allow ourselves to heal up a little bit. then it's cool animation there too. But I would definitely say that this artifact is going to be OP. And you'll probably see a lot of people change to precision just because of the huge precision buffs that you can get. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through the whole gamut here and see where we're at. Now, the most damage that I've ever done with precision in a 10-second parser is probably along the lines of like 23 million. So I mean, I was basically on par with that here. So 20 million. So I'm already doing way better. We'll pop the thing again just to get ourselves our stacks here. Yeah, Omega's still too good to get rid of, honestly, I think. 26 million. So that's the most that I've hit with this setup. Now don't forget sorry. Don't forget that I'm running my trinket pets here, my mother box, my elite henchman. And also don't forget that you're going to be running that, especially if you use them, you're going to be running that stuff all the time. But so for me to hit 26 million, 23 million over 10 seconds with without any of the trinket pets, and then using all my buffs and everything, hitting 26 million over 10 seconds, this is actually the highest, or the hardest, I guess I should say, that my hybrid sorcery DPS has ever hit. So, and we're talking an extra 3 to 4 million damage over 10 seconds. So, I mean, that's huge. I mean, yeah, does it suck losing Quizlet? Probably, but again, if you're going to switch it out, I wouldn't. I still think that even if you do go full precision, if you use Omega in there, Omega will still, be awesome. I mean, I don't think this gets rid of Omega by any means. I just don't think that it does. So again, you could throw a shield in the loadout, but I don't know if I would recommend that necessarily, because if you're DPSing, obviously the shield will and also too, I should say, don't forget that if you do have a healer in your group, you won't have to worry about staying over 50% health, so you'll constantly have that buff, and you'll constantly be able to do more damage. Will the healers be working overtime? Sure, absolutely, but yeah. So here's what I want to do here as well. I'm going to switch to my battle heal setup. In my battle heal setup, I have this now. So I took out scrap in my battle heal setup. I think I had scrap in there, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, I had mercy is what I had in there before. Threw in the pages of the black. So what we'll do is I'm going to take this out of here real quick. I'm still in combat. Just want to show you this on the heal side. You won't have to worry about any kind of damage here. So even if I take out like that for right now, let's say I throw in, I don't know. I'm not using any pets. Let's say I threw in like a trans card or something. Let's just see the damage here on the heal side. Now I'm not going to do as much damage, obviously, this being like my solo build for content. Kind of sort of my PvP build here. My battle heal build has been amazing though, but so in this build, I'm doing 2.5 million damage over 10 seconds. Obviously not great. That's okay. That's not the point. I just want to show you what the difference is here. So, we're in that 2 to 3 million damage range here. Okay, so we'll say 2 to 3 million damage, all right? So now, if I take out trans card, let's put Pages of the Black back in. Where are you, bitch? There you are. All right, so we're gonna come down here. Just rolling through that, we'll see. Now, don't forget too, you're going to be having the heals, so you don't have to worry about. You're always going to have that extra damage, because if you're a healer in this case, you are always going to have that extra damage, that extra precision buff there. So already there, you see, you already got a little more. There's already a difference. Now, a healer roll, this probably won't make as much of a difference, but in the case of Resto, it's definitely going to make a difference there for sure. Healing myself, and we're easily way higher than we were. In this case, it's a solid million more, but that can mean the difference, though, sometimes. Now, if I throw my Eye of Gemini in here, too, so there's a 4 million, actually, right there. If I throw my Eye of Gemini in there, too, you got the Clary in there to help you with the shield, and you can pop a shield. So this is easily, on the healer side even, a solid 1.5 million, maybe, million and a half, maybe 2 million, better than where we were. So... So, will I say, again, is this artifact awesome? Definitely, most definitely. I will probably, if I had to guess, I'm probably going to use this more on my heal side than I am on my DPS side. But it's swappable. So essentially, if I have a healer in group as a DPS, then I'll use it. If I don't, then I'll probably stick with it for just the healer side. But this is definitely something that you should have. It's definitely something that you should get maxed out, just so you can get the full benefit of it, because the buffs aren't nearly as good unless you have it fully maxed out. And again, you can get a 30% bonus on vitalization, precision, resto, defense, 45% on might, incoming health, and then not to mention the 35% precision buff. So is this going to be OP? Absolutely. Does it replace Omega? I don't think so. Will this be good if you're like have a hybrid setup? Yep, absolutely. And again, if you're a healer, a tank, even a troll, I mean, this is gonna be awesome for anybody. But like I said, I would probably suggest having a healer in group if you're going to run this DPS side. But there's ways around that. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to conclude this video here. I think this is definitely a winner. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, we'll see you soon.